Hey moms. So I wanted to talk a little bit about your birth experience, if you've gone through postpartum depression, all that good fun stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you my experience. So I was losing my mucus plug for like 3 days, like bits and pieces were coming out. Finally, one night I went to the bathroom. I was like literally in bed about to fall asleep, had to go to the bathroom. Went to the bathroom, literally stood up to flush the toilet, and my water broke. My husband thought, oh my God, the baby's coming like now.
Get in the car.
So it's not really how it goes normally. So basically we rushed to the hospital, and we were in triage literally all
Tell
night.
them what happened to the seat, how you shit, and
But I didn't.
I'm kidding.
So my husband, he had to sleep in the chair, plastic chair, the whole entire night. Slept on the floor half the night. And then finally at like noon, they were able to get us into a room. Anyway, everything was good after that for a while. I took a nap. It was like, I woke up at like 1:30 to a nurse coming in, checking me. She tried switching me on one side, then like turning me to the next, and she said, all right, baby's heart rate keeps dropping. More nurses rushed in. And finally, one of the nurses said, okay, baby's really not happy. We're gonna have to do an emergency C-section. And they literally rushed me into the OR. They were rushing me so fast, literally bumping my bed into the walls. We get into the OR, they literally flopped me on the table like a fish, cut me open, and I heard my daughter's voice. I heard her cry. And it was literally the best sound of my life because I seriously questioned. I even asked one of the nurses who stood by me, she was holding my hand while they did the C-section. I asked her, am I gonna leave the hospital with my baby? And she could not tell me. She said, honestly, I can't tell you that right now. So hearing that, it obviously, that, what are you supposed to think then? But anyway, so now I have a beautiful, healthy baby girl. She is 4 months now. And so let's get into talking about breastfeeding.
Yay!
So I was one of those crazy moms who was so obsessed with breastfeeding, like breastfeeding is the only way you should feed your child.
Is it almost 4? Oh, he eats at 4.
Anyway, I was just checking on the baby monitor.
Yeah.
So
Let me go live.
I, for 2 weeks, struggled breastfeeding. I fought it. I'm like, I don't even care. I will get through this pain. I was determined that I was going to breastfeed my child. My nipples were raw. They were bleeding. Like literally blood was dripping like from my daughter's mouth after we were done in a nursing session. Finally, those 2 weeks passed and everything was great. About 2 or 3 weeks later, I have not a clue what changed. I don't know if it was a dairy intolerance. I don't know what had happened, but she was not taking my breast milk well. And so took her to the doctor. They said she, what is it called? Why can't I think of it? Oh, she had silent reflux. And so they put her on medicine, barely helped.
I hate me for like that.
I literally tried everything. I struggled 2 whole months changing breastfeeding positions, and she favored the side laying position. And how do you even go out if your baby will only eat in the side laying position? I don't have a bed everywhere I freaking go.
Fuck, I'm live.
So,
and my saggy ass tits are showing.
I literally, like, I rarely left the house.
Help me.
Yeah, so those 2 months went by to the point where I drove myself crazy.
Forgot how to do this.
Finally switched to formula.
You bitch.
And
I'm kidding.
I didn't realize how much it would affect me.
We have
but
two live
it
sessions going.
I believe it has triggered my postpartum depression, which I'm going through right now for about the past month.
I'm sorry.
This is Alicia, by the way.
Hey guys, my name's Leash.
And
I'm just listening.
with my postpartum, I mean, I don't know if
Let
a
me
lot
try
of
and
moms
get
feel
this
the
on.
same as me.
Hey guys, so
but
I just
it's
signed on, and it's really hard
breastfeeding
to speak because
is one of
we got 2 for 1 here.
I can't even think because she's freaking talking.
But no,
Breastfeeding
seriously,
is one of the one things that
it's about to get really good in here.
cannot share or have
The
any
babies
better
are sleeping
bond
anyways.
with your baby.
I'm trying to set the camera up and I can't set it up.
think
So
'cause
just
she's
hold
talking.
on. Don't look at my saggy tits. I really need a boob job after breastfeeding. Oh, I got you.
So I noticed a huge change after I stopped breastfeeding. I would break down crying randomly, like out of nowhere. I had no clue why. And I started becoming so depressed that I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to leave the house. I didn't care to shower. I did, obviously, because I'm one of the, like, I'm a germ freak, I guess. Anyway, yeah, so, it had gotten so bad, though. My postpartum depression got so bad this past weekend, that my husband, he was out of town scalloping, and I had to have him come home because I was just hysterically crying, could not stop. I had the baby with me. I don't want to say I had suicidal thoughts, but, you know, like, the question of, like, death popped into my brain. Not that I would ever do anything to myself, because the thought of never seeing my child again literally tears me apart. But I was just in the weirdest mood. So first thing on Monday, I went back into my doctor, and they switched me on a new medication. So far I'm doing okay. They say it takes a few weeks, but I have my cousin here tonight. She came to visit me, to keep me company, to try and cheer me up, which has been helping. But postpartum depression, it's a real thing. I mean, I've heard about it, but I never thought I would go through it, and it's one of the worst feelings that I have ever felt. I feel now that since I'm not breastfeeding, that I'm somewhat detached in a way from my daughter, if that makes any sense. It's hard. Being a new mom's hard. I am one of those people who, if I want something to happen, I make it happen. I wanted to breastfeed my baby. 2 months I fought it, didn't work, and I lost that battle, and it's kind of destroyed me in a way. I know I need to get over it, because even though I'm giving her formula, you know, she's now fed and she's happy. But I'm still going through my depression, and I'm trying to get over it, and I'm just trying to stay positive. I try to look at her and just be thankful for having a healthy baby girl. So for all moms out there who have struggled with this also, with any breastfeeding issues, any delivery issues, postpartum depression, just know you're not alone. You'll get through it. You'll get through the hard times. And, you know, you're doing your best, and that's all that matters. So I just want to give a big shout out to all moms. You know, it's not easy. Even though I'm a first-time mom, I'm sure there's a bunch of you who have multiple children, but being a mom can definitely be hard. And you'll never love another human being like anyone else but your own. I know that feeling. But it's hard, and I give you props.
You're not live. This girl thinks she's live.
I don't think I'm live. She's being annoying. Hello. You have 4 followers. Anyway,
40.
that's it for my discussion of tonight. Yeah, but I'm here for all of you moms.
Yeah,
I've been through it.
And do you play the guitar?
And all right, have a good night.
J. Johnny.